Living paycheck to paycheck and spending everything you earn is the quickest way to financial hardship and slavery. If you are tired of the negative cycle, you need to put some structures and procedures in place to manage your finances and get back on track. Simply neglecting financial management is the first step toward losing control of your finances and falling into debt and money problems. Applying the appropriate personal finance guidelines allows you to find solutions quickly, rather than having to reinvent the wheel for every money problem you face. You must strictly adhere to if you want to see results. Everyone is subject to these unbreakable laws. They are basic but impossible to overlook. So, without further ado, let's look at these personal finance laws. Number 1. Spend less than what you earn. This has nothing to do with being frugal or going without needs. It requires finding a balance between income and expenditure. Your happiness should not be dependent on lavish spending or material goods. You must live below your means rather than above them. The only way to grow financially is to continue living comfortably below your earning capacity. Many people spend far more money than they can reasonably afford. This is the most fundamental of all the principles, yet many individuals repeatedly fail to follow it. Your amount of money is also not an excuse. If you want to retain your money in the bank or elsewhere, you must spend less than what you earn. If you are currently struggling to make ends meet or spending more than you earn, you should prioritize getting your finances under control. Examine all of your monthly expenses and make a note of your current financial situation. What and how much of your monthly money do you spend? Examine your debt situation, including your credit score and how much you owe. How much money do you save? What are your hopes and dreams? All of these are important issues to which you must provide honest responses. You should not be too hard on yourself, but you should also not disregard them. No savings hack will ever benefit you if you are not entirely honest with yourself. Take action if your financial awareness has led you to understand that you are overspending on unneeded products. Begin by reducing your non-essential expenses. You must, however, proceed with considerable caution. Be realistic and motivated to succeed. Number 2. Build multiple sources of income. Some may find this unreasonable. Perhaps you already work long hours. You may also believe that you lack the necessary skills or cash to produce extra income. I tell you that in today's society, anyone can try their hand at everything. There are several ideas, tutorials, and platforms available online. Saving money and cutting back on spending are great methods to better your financial status. But if you're not trying to advance your career or double your earnings, you are pursuing an incomplete plan. Far too many people assume that there is nothing they can do to improve their employment condition. That is a lame explanation. Take on additional tasks or change jobs. The most crucial is make more money. Everyone wishes to be financially self-sufficient. However, there is no other way to achieve this than to work hard, spend less than you earn, and save considerable portion of your earnings. It is not just about retirement, but also about financial freedom. The goal should be to reach a position where you no longer have to worry about money, rather than just having enough money to go on holidays and pursue your dreams. Number 3. Build an emergency fund. Consider putting 3 to 6 months of spending aside in a separate account for emergencies. If you are a single income household, you must have at least 6 months worth of expenditure saved. If you have 2 incomes in your household, you should have at least 3 months worth of expenses saved aside. This is founded on the notion that the fewer your sources of income, the more money you need to save somewhere. An emergency fund is money set aside for unforeseen events that is immediately accessible. Life is full of surprises, and no one can ever be completely prepared for an emergency. But having small amounts set away will go a long way. You can quickly access money from your emergency fund if you have a sudden medical emergency, your car needs a new transmission, you lose your job, or some other huge, unplanned bill arrives in the mail. Even if it takes 3 to 4 years to save 6 months worth of expenses, having an emergency fund is the single most important aspect in feeling financially secure. Start right away building an emergency fund. Number 4. Know your actual hourly wage. If your job contract indicates that you are paid $15 per hour, you are not paid $15 per hour. You actually earn $15 per hour after deducting taxes, commuting fees, professional apparel, work-related meals, and other out-of-pocket expenses. Oh, and do not forget to include time spent on work-related tasks such as driving to work, working from home, and getting ready for the workplace. You may discover that you make significantly less money than you expected. The goal here is not to make you depressed, but to help you realize the true importance and value of your time. For example, suppose your hourly rate is $8 and you decide to go out with friends and spend $40 on beverages. Is it worth it to spend 5 hours of your life with them? Number 5. Plan your budget. You must have a budget in order to live below or within your means. As much as it may not be appealing to many, having a budget and sticking to it is the key to spending less than you earn and staying out of debt. Almost everyone hates the phrase budget, since it implies that they do not have enough money to buy or do what they want. It appears to be restrictive, yet there is a solid explanation for this. Sometimes you may not have enough money to buy or do what you want, but a budget gives you a comprehensive picture of your income and expenses. It allows you to plan successfully with what little you have, allowing you to be innovative. When you overcome the physiological barrier that budget impose, life becomes relatively easier and less stressful. The same is true for your meals. Make a menu. Never go grocery shopping without a list. Making a weekly meal plan keeps you from overspending and helps you save money on expensive meals. When you plan your meals ahead of time, you know what you will eat and how much it will cost. To be honest, this one act will have a significant impact on many people. Number 6. Pay off all high-interest debt. If one of your financial goals is to pay off debt, begin with the loan with the highest interest rate. You might save a lot of money if you pay this off fast, or as soon as you can. Paying interest is unpleasant and can be costly. Always choose a credit card with a low interest rate. Otherwise, you will end up paying more money in the long run. Additionally, avoid cards with annual fees. Stay as far away from credit card debt as you possibly can. Credit card debt is an excellent strategy to reduce your net worth. Pay in cash wherever feasible. When you use cash rather than a credit card, you are less likely to overspend since you can see how much money you have left. Using cash also allows you to keep track of where your money is at all times. Finally, you should only buy products that you can afford. You are not required to use your credit card for every purchase simply because you own one. If you want to make a big buy, make sure you really want it first, and then save up for it instead of getting into debt. Number 7. Save as much as possible. Save before you consider about investing. First and foremost, pay yourself. Although it appears to be straightforward, just a few people follow this approach. Your pay is not the same as your savings. One does not compensate for the other. A large income does not inevitably make you wealthy, and a low income does not always make you poor. All that matters is your ability to save a portion of your earnings, no matter how small. The only way to avoid being a long-term slave to your salary is to develop a saving habit. Profits from your savings can be used to improve your quality of life, shorten your working year before retirement, or even support your retirement. Having a high savings rate is the finest investment choice you can make, since it allows you to invest when great opportunities appear. You are aware that in order to fully capitalize on any company or investment opportunity, money is required. According to many financial experts, you should have the equivalent of 6 months of your net income saved up before you begin investing. This may appear to be an overly ambitious goal, but if you start saving money from every paycheck, you should be able to achieve it much sooner than you think. Even if you disagree with some of these rules, remember that being skillful at managing personal finance is a personal responsibility. To see how Warren Buffett and other successful people of all time do with their money, you can check out the linked video in the description below. Also, comment below your views on the points discussed in this video so far. That's all we have for this video. See you in the next